Well, there are many things in our community that need attention. I'll try to work with the people from my community, to the leadership, to get a list of priorities and work from there.
There's a city council election now coming up in April. Do you plan to run again after this appointment?
I would hope. I would hope to be a candidate. Yes.
Of course, it's a great privilege and honor to be appointed in this position, and it's something I really didn't have a lot of previous knowledge about, even though my name had been suggested. And I have in mind going right along with council plans and trying to do a little more, a lot of listening at the very offset to actually learn the operation of the council and just exactly what's required.
And now the Coordinating Board has 3 proposals before it on the question of higher education in the North Texas area. Today's hearing in Austin was for the airing of views on the board's staff proposal of an urban university system. The Dallas, Arlington, and Fort Worth people reasserted their choice of expansion under the University of Texas system. Then the 2 plans in question brought up a 3rd plan, this one from the North Texas State University, Texas Women's University, and East Texas State University's presidents. In a joint statement read by TWU President John A. Gwynn, the plan calls for a consortium or federation of the area state schools that would allow each to maintain its own board and individuality.
The Coordinating Board, the Texas College and University System, would authorize and approve the establishment of a consortium or federation or association of publicly supported senior colleges and universities located in the Dallas metropolitan area or the Fort Worth metropolitan area or in a county immediately adjacent to either of the 2 standard metropolitan areas.
The Dallas, Arlington, and Fort Worth area presented itself in great unity. The Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce President Beeman Fisher led off the presentation, asserting once more that the University of Texas at Arlington should remain in the UT system with an unlimited enrollment, and that the Southwest Center for Advanced Studies should be taken into the system. After commenting, it really didn't mean to indicate anything by the number and stature of the some 40 Dallas and Tarrant County civic leaders in attendance, Arlington Mayor Tommy Vandegrift then went on to introduce each one of them. Dallas Chamber President Morris Hite gave a lengthy slide presentation emphasizing the area's needs in higher education, and the University of Texas System Chancellor Harry Ransom reasserted their case.
To a unified University of Texas program would provide immediate economical means of increasing both effective service of the University of Texas institutions and the system's cooperative efforts with other institutions, both public and private.
The Dallas County 15 legislators, represented by Jack Blanton of Carrollton, have given their support to the original UT proposal, and this will likely have a good deal of effect on the Coordinating Board, which, once its decision is made December 3rd, must have that decision ratified by the state legislature. Meanwhile, the UT System Chancellor Harry Ransom commented after the meetings that no matter the decision, some sort of cooperative effort will have to be established. Teal Salon, reporting from Austin.
The TML attitude this year is one of power, and an example of the league's growing power is last year's city sales tax bill. That bill passed in the legislature with city power behind it. This year, TML members are still worried about money and how to get it for their cities. Members say they won't press for any increase in the city sales tax this year. In fact, they're content to keep the ground they've won after many years of infighting in the legislature. But League President Judson Williams, the mayor of El Paso and a prime mover behind the city sales tax bill, says the League will support a broader city tax base if such a bill should come before the legislature. What Williams is talking about, and what's on the tongue of many of the finance officers meeting here, is the so-called use tax. This means cities might someday have the power to tax such things as gasoline, cigarettes, liquor in the event of a liquor by the drink bill, or, for example, the use of a hotel room. City officials in the coming year will also look for more cooperation from state agencies in the money field. There's no doubt that with federal money being offered in a bewildering variety of municipal programs, city officials are in a strong bargaining position and will insist on more state cooperation. Nor is there any doubt that if next year's legislature doesn't cooperate with growing urban areas in a fast-growing urban state, it won't be long before they get the message. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News, the Texas Municipal League Convention.
This was proposed by the trustees themselves because they requested come to double the enrollment of the medical college, and they have felt that this approach was the best. And it's been recommended, and as far as we've been able to determine, it's generally acceptable. The purpose, of course, will be to set up a board of trustees. Will have freedom to make whatever choices are necessary. And if the trustees should decide, of course, to accept funds from other sources, this is something that will be vested with the Board of Trustees.
We know that the coordinating board is fully aware of the facilities which the Dallas-Fort Worth area will require to meet the needs of our growing population. We have studied
in North Central Texas are necessary to our economic health, and our economic health is necessary to the economy of Texas as a whole. So we respectfully request approval of these recommendations. Thank you.
Support of this same plan, and I have also conferred with Mr. Sherman, and he has indicated his willingness to sponsor with me any legislation that may come from your recommendation.
These figures are here and ready for inspection, and we'll try to answer any questions that might be had. This sheet first checks with the official returns. We've checked with different parties to see if our figures are close to theirs. In most cases, we have more figures than they do on the official return than the ones they had on the unofficial return. But so far, there's nothing that has changed except the JP race. I think the Republican candidate picked up a few votes in the JP race.
We had 100 and some odd ballots floating around that we didn't know what to do with. When I first discovered it, it was through the auditor. Joe Perry, Executive Vice President of Data Media Company, had approached the auditor to let him leave these ballots on top of the computer and for his people to find them. But the auditor turned them down and called me. of course, I immediately called the election board together to try to determine what to do with these particular ballots that had not been locked in along with the other ballots in the sealed ballot boxes. Another reason, we had one election judge that put a large amount, I understand, of ballots in the stub box. And I wanted to protect Tom Ellis and wanted the election board to advise him on this matter. And it was decided that we would ask one of the district courts to open this box and open the other box and put the ballots that's been lost in that box and take the ballots that haven't been counted out of the box, out of the stub box.